Don in London. Hello, it's November the 14th. My video is all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour, or both. In my case it was both substance and behaviour. Addicted to alcohol, so now a recovering alcoholic, and recovered by the end of the day, one day at a time. So whatever your definition of an alcoholic in recovery is, that's what I am. I don't drink one day at a time, and somehow I've managed to do it for a little while. And here I share something of maybe a bit of inspiration, experience, strength and hope of how I keep sober each day. So I share what works for me. I go to the fellowship of AA. I don't speak for AA. I just share about how it helps me on a daily basis. And if I didn't share about it and say it was the fellowship of AA which helped me, then I would be misinforming you about what's going on. So a shorter version of my daily reflection and the daily reflections from the fellowship that I belong to. I never speak for anyone else. So I start with the AA preamble to give some idea of what it's like to be there and be a part of, and it goes like this. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. So it's just sharing experience, strength and hope. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. So that's the only entry requirement, a desire to stop drinking. There are no rules, laws or regulations for you to observe or follow. And indeed, there are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. So you need not pay or feel obliged or an obligation to give any money to the fellowship. But we are self-supporting, so we try and work it out as we go along. A prudent reserve, always there, just a few weeks, all about paying for tea, coffee, rent, biscuits, admin costs, that's it. And no big reserves, so that money never becomes an issue. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. But everybody in AA has all sorts of affiliations and causes and beliefs. So, and we share about them, but you don't have to adopt anybody else's idea of what they do in their life. You're there to save your own life and find out what life can be without being addicted to alcohol. People, places and things as well. So we give up being addicted and then start living life. And our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. I didn't like the idea of that, giving up drink, so I wasn't a very good student to start with. But in the end, after I got dry, the professionals dried me out, and I got a bit of my sensibilities back. I was able to start saying to myself, here are a bunch of people in fellowship not telling me what to do, with a desire to keep sober one day at a time and share the message. And so they did, and then I started to do exactly the same thing. So today's daily reflection from AA, which it encompasses one of the steps, step 11, prayer and meditation, all the things I never thought about doing in any other form but my own way of doing it. And I suppose to an extent I still do prayer and meditation as I'm learning to live my life one day at a time. So it's all about adding to experience, learning wisdom, and then sorting out my head so I can deal with it. So whether you believe in God or not, or you are an agnostic, atheist or believer, as life experience shows you, a bit of meditation and reflection is not a bad idea. The AA daily reflection for today is all about intuition and inspiration. And it says here, we ask God for inspiration, an intuitive thought or a decision. We relax and take it easy. We don't struggle. And that's all true. I don't struggle today. I do relax and take it easy when I feel like I can. And I do get inspiration, or the odd intuitive thought, or a decision. It happens. And with a sober head, the clarity gets better. But without a bit of I suppose, formal meditation and reflection, I might not do it. So a quiet few minutes in the morning or in the evening, whenever it suits you. I normally start with a daily reflection and then work through and then think about what am I grateful for today. Well, I'm sober. Life has not dealt me any big blows today. Some happiness has happened, and that's how it goes. But to do it formally is a good idea, because then we get into the habit of looking for the good in life and dealing with the less than good in life as we go along, rather than let it build up all over again and then pull us down into relapse or something worse, dying. And many people don't make it. Addiction kills most people, and very few survive. So the survival rate, whether you go to fellowship meetings or fellowship of any kind, or just simply get dried out by the professionals who cannot support you 24/7, whichever way you do it, it's a difficult path. So I'm very lucky to be alive, with too many close calls in my life. My thoughts and feelings this morning and during the day, because it's now afternoon. I know now that for a long time my feelings of fear and putting on a brave face made life difficult. Fear of not being good enough in relationships, and the fear of expressing love in case it was not wanted. So sometimes I was frightened to say I love you, and maybe I would only say I love you when I realised the other person loved me back. Not a good way to develop a relationship. And you don't have to keep on saying I love you all day long. You just need to say it when you mean it, when it's appropriate, when it feels right and it feels good. Today I can feel love and express it, share and be unafraid. I may not be loved back, or I may be, and that is good for me today. Sometimes we may say we love a person and they don't feel the same way. They maybe don't feel love at all about themselves or anything. Love is unconditional. We can cope, live reality, let go and move on, along. So sometimes we do move along. It depends on the nature of love. There are all sorts of types of love that we get to understand. But there is one which works mostly. That's unconditional love. And I'm smiling here. That's what I've said to myself. This is from a quote. Be yourself. Especially, do not feign affection. Neither be cynical about love, for in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is as perennial as the grass. Be yourself, especially, do not feign affection. Neither be cynical about love, for in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is as perennial as the grass. And that comes from a poem by Max Ehrmann called Desiderata. And I had a poster on my wall back in the 1960s, because I'm fairly old now. But it means more to me every day, because I'm learning new things every day these days, rather than being frightened of not knowing. It's better to find out and know all the different ways we can love people, but the unconditional love is the one which works in any situation. You don't have to be loved back, but it's nice if you are. A surprise knock at the door this morning, and a friend is there. A moment in their company and the world lights up. And this is true. Somebody knocks on your door, says hello. I can't stop, I'm on my way, but I just wanted to say hello. This is how it is. And there was a gift of some food, actually. Inspired and happy, the day is brighter. In recovery, a moment can bring a whole day into perspective. Reinforce all the reasons why we live one day at a time. See all the possibilities. Keep our feet on the ground. Work out what we can and cannot do. Moment to imperfectly perfect moment. Experience and wisdom is making the difference today. So those are my thoughts of today. And I'm keeping my videos a bit shorter, mainly today, because I'm way into the afternoon. And I haven't done all my usual stuff. But it's good. I've been out and about and doing things. Getting light bulbs and oranges and other stuff. Insulin and pens, injector pens, to make sure I've got enough in my body. So all is good. All is good in the Lucanshire Place front. Lucan Place, where I live in Chelsea in London, England. Life is all right. calming down. It's been a bit of a rush these last couple of hours. The Serenity Prayer, which reminds me to slow down, take note, reflect, meditate, pray, or whatever it is. The Serenity Prayer helps me in every moment where life is good or life is difficult. And it goes like this. And it doesn't matter whether you're an atheist, agnostic, or a believer, as long as you really understand that you're not God. And you have a good conscience, and whatever you believe besides is absolutely right for you. That's how prayer and meditation works. It doesn't put you back in charge of the world. It puts you into a place of understanding what to do next and how to do it. So to God, or in good conscience, as you choose for yourself. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And the difference today is a chance encounter, and it was good. A few seconds makes all the difference when you're in recovery to a whole day.